During the sitting, I feel very uneasy and I feel like I don't have like a direction. No, like that's not what you say. So, like I used to use back the memory to do. Okay, if I in this situation, what I should do in this situation. Then just now, I found that I am uneasy. Then I noticed that the thought is the sankhara is
still
coming
active at the
out,
back.
but I try to be present.
Don't try to erase, just let it be. Accept it as something natural, because when the spiritual faculty are not stable, especially the wisdom or the understanding, this type of sankhara activity will occur. Just let it be. Let it be means accept it. Like don't try to shoo it away or want to get rid of it, and then it become a hindrance. Then don't try to use that word just now you use. What was the word you used?
Try to be present.
Try to be in the present. Cannot, because that is what the thought tell you. And the thought that is trying to be in the present is an active thinking. And it will not bring about the silence within the moment. The silence within the moment can only be realized when you don't hold on to anything. The mind must not have any dwelling. You understand? When it dwell means it is holding on to something. Like you say, you try to be in the present moment. That is dwelling. Dwelling on the thought that wants to be in the present moment. Then what does the thought do? The thought wants to know, am I in the present moment? Understand? Then it will create the activity of sankhara at the back again, like what you have gone through. Then you say, like another thought telling you, hey, maybe this is not what Brother Teoh meant, or maybe this is not silent. I'm not in the moment. There is still thinking. So you keep on creating this type of background thinking or sankhara, the thought will be active. So what you must do is accept it. Understand? Sankhara arise. So what? Because my stability of mindfulness or stability of the spiritual faculty not really established yet. So I accept that reality. The big difference is the moment you accept, there is no mental hindrance. Then that sankhara will cease to have power over you. That sankhara has power over you only when you try to do something about it. It's just like somebody come and like challenge you or say certain thing about you, then provoke you. What do? If you respond, there will be more of this fighting. But if you don't respond, let him do what he like, he will finally give up. You understand? Because there is, you need two fingers to clap. You need some response for the activity to continue. If you just accept the reality that sankhara is there, that it arises, then there is no response. Then that is wisdom. That is understand. When I understand, I know this is natural. Condition like that, things will be like that. So what are the conditions for sankhara to arise? When you lack mindfulness, when you lack spiritual faculty, it will arise. When there is mindfulness born of wisdom, when the spiritual faculty are stable, that sankhara activity will not be there. So with that understanding, I can accept. And when I accept, I'm at peace. Because I didn't want to do anything. The mind doesn't dwell, the mind doesn't create, the mind doesn't need to do anything. That's why after that you just maintain aware. So the four support up here you can see. The first support is always relax into every mind state that arises. Just like what you experience, you feel uneasy, the lack of confidence when you start, because there is something telling you. You relax into it, you don't have to do anything. Then when the thought arises, forget about the thought. You just maintain aware. Means let the sankhara arise, let the thought arise. even pain, slough and torpor, the same. Do not resist, suppress, or try to remove it or do away with it, because this is all resistance from the mind. The mind is trying to do away, and there is a negative mental state there, which is aversion, dislike, which is a mental hindrance. So when you just relax and aware, you don't do anything, everything will fall back into the original state of silence before your mind stirs. But that is your true mind. Before the thinking come in, before the thought come in, there was no thought. Like a baby, originally you are just aware, peaceful. There is no word, nothing. But as you grew up, you accumulated all this conditioning, memory. Then you start to develop the brain, the memory, the knowledge that you have been conditioned to receive. So through that, you create thought. Thought is respond to this memory. That's why thought continuously arise. Then you develop what they call the hindrance, because you lack the spiritual faculty. That's the reason why most human beings or living beings, they are heedless, they think a lot, because they use the thought rampantly without understanding, without their ability to develop the clear understanding through spiritual faculty, which they lack. So if you cannot relax, you cannot be aware. You cannot be aware, your mind cannot settle down. So the third support is to be aware for as long as you can. That's why I put there, if possible, 24 hours. Then of course, finally is trust. These are the four support for awareness-based meditation. Trust is the last one. When your mindfulness has become very stable, daily mindfulness, everything very stable, then you can silence everything and stay at the heart. Then it will detect the mind base or the gateway to your nature. When it detects that one, you don't do anything. Don't arise the thought, nothing. Just allow the nature to do the meditation. Means you trust your nature. No more interference from the thought. No more the thought trying to do this and do that. By then, you would have developed a lot of understanding. So this trust, the last support, is towards the end. When you are going the Bodhisattva way, only you do. Otherwise, you no need to do this part. You just relax, aware, and develop the understanding, the initial wisdom. Then you, of course, need to reflect, contemplate, inquire, and cultivate noble, eightfold path. That's what you need to do initially. Okay, then you continue. So now you know. You don't use those words like what you have been conditioned into using. The thought will tell you, try to be in the present moment. That one is still a thought. Just accept the reality. Sankhara arise. So what? Let it arise. Then there is no resistance. The mind doesn't need to do anything. Then you are at peace. Okay? You continue, after that, Tammy.
Actually, the whole sitting was having this and continue, because I do not know what.
You don't know
What
what
to
to
do.
do.
So I just
You just let the
with
thing go on.
the feelings, and
That's why
then
you find that this is stressful. Your lack of understanding. Understand? So meditation will become very stressful when you don't have that understanding of what you are doing. That's why I always emphasize meditation must be done with understanding. And understanding can come very easily when you have listened attentively. So when you listen with understanding. Don't listen to get the knowledge. No use. Thinking you know, that is knowledge. Listen and develop the understanding means, oh, no wonder Brother Teoh say, relax and just aware. Aware means what? Don't think. Be with the moment in silent awareness to accept the reality of the moment. And then there is no more doubt. Then you just confidently relax, silent. Sankhara arise, let it be. Just like what I used to tell you. Whatever thought arise, let it arise. Don't resist. Resistance is always by the thought. Without the thought, there is no one to resist. Without the thought, there is no egoic mind to meditate, to do this and do that. That's why I say when you meditate, like you are dead. Dead means what? You cannot do anything, cannot respond. Everything just happens. Then you are like the silent observer inside. If you can maintain that silence, you are meditating actually. So when I sleep also same. In the early day, I just relax and aware. Whatever happen within the form of my mind, I let it happen. I maintain awareness until I go into the deep sleep. Then initially, after I am quite good in it, later on I realize the body can sleep, my awareness go in. That's why I am still aware of the semi-conscious, subconscious, and the unconscious moment. The awareness still there to follow the body. Then this awareness is different from the thinking mind. Then during that time, I still remember when the mind is about to fall into the sleep, at the moment it's about to snore, one sound, you become aware again. Initially, you have to develop that, because otherwise you will go into the unconscious. So normal people, the moment they snore, they cannot hear their own snoring because they are not aware. So they will go into the unconscious. That's how the mind actually make you unconscious. When it make you unconscious, you don't think, you don't arise the thought to come and oppose. So the medical field, the doctors, they are trained and they know. So when you are sick, what they give you? What do they give you? Antibiotic. Antibiotic, one mode of antibiotic is to knock you off. You realize or not? The moment you take, you become very sleepy. So when you become very sleepy, you cannot resist. Means what? Your nature is healing you. That's why it knocked you off first. Then only they realize that antibiotic can function. Actually, it's your nature healing you most of the time. Well, when you don't resist, means you let the body. The body has its natural mechanism to actually heal you, provided you don't have the wrong thought that keep on creating negativity or resist that nature from healing you. That's why when you can just relax, silent, it's like you recuperate. You become a lot more healthier. Well, through that, the body actually recovered. So this understanding is very important. When you don't resist, your body actually function very well. So this will bring forth the understanding for you to meditate with the correct understanding. That's why later on, after I came to know this, then initially the moment is not aware again. The moment is not aware again. Then after a while, I realized that even the body snoring, the awareness go in already. It went in already, that nature. Then it don't have to like develop that clear awareness again and maintain awareness. No need. That nature went in. Then the body can rest, the snoring can go on, the subconscious release, the unconscious release, everything that mundane mind is doing inside there, it can be aware of. That's why I saw my subconscious release and how it become like dream like that. Then how that phobia and all those things, the unconscious, they get released through your brain, your memory. Because these are the trapped emotions, phobia and all those things. So all this, if you don't have the ability to relax and allow it to come out, you will have problem. That's why Krishnamurti call it disorder. When you are not living your proper life, you have disorder in life. Disorder, as we used to use that word for society. When there is riot, when there is disorder, what happens? There is a lot of conflict in there, a lot of war and all those things going on. That's why they say your country is in disorder. There is no order. So when your brain is in disorder, means a lot of things inside there is giving you problem, giving you, it's like riot all over, problem all over. So in order to maintain order, you need to release all this. So when you are asleep, that is the best time for the body to recuperate. Yeah, your nature will heal you. It will create order back. So it will release all this fear, phobia, subconscious release, insecurity, release. Otherwise, you become cuckoo, and you will go into depression. That's why sleeping, resting is a good way of recuperating your health. It will allow your organ to have enough rest. It will allow your nature to heal you. It's a natural healing process. That's why you must have enough rest, enough sleep to allow your system to heal. Then there will be order. When there is order means there is more balance, more peace within. That's why when you wake up, you feel very fresh. You feel rejuvenated. Then everything is like start all over again. But if you are not a Dhamma practitioner and you don't know how to maintain daily mindfulness awareness and use the Dhamma to live a balanced life of order, an orderly life, where you are most of the time heedful, aware, mindful, without problem, you will have all those karmic negativity arising. Then you create disorder again. That's why human beings got so much problem is that in the midst of life, in their daily life, they lack Dhamma understanding. They can't be heedful. So they live a life of disorder, heedless living. So heedlessness, like the Buddha says, is the path to the dead. The heedless are as if dead. And they are seldom mindful, seldom aware, seldom heedful. That's why they cannot have the ability to be heedful in the midst of life. And the heedless are as if dead, very clear. So this understanding will allow you to reverse your cultivation. You maintain mindfulness, heedfulness through the training. First is develop the spiritual faculty. If the spiritual faculty is still weak, strengthen it. That's why our puja, our aspiration, everything is to help us strengthen. Then develop the first and second turning wisdom. The first and second turning wisdom is very important. When you have developed the initial wisdom, your mind can settle down. It can be more mindful, more clarity, more heedful. That's how the step 4 come to be, yoniso manasikara. So regarding your reporting now with this new understanding, the next time when you go through all this, you will have to learn how to do it. Otherwise you realize the stress is always there. Can you continue? After that?
I continue. So actually is the stress happens. Okay, the stress happens because I was fearful that I will go into the sankhara. It's like I know if I like enjoy a bit
correct.
God, go
It's
into dream.
because of the fear behind. So now you know that fear is a thought. Because that one is a thought that project and tell you. You learn how to let it be. Understand? Let it be means, so what? As long as the mind doesn't have the understanding, these are habitual tendencies, it will come out. Let it come out. You have to see a lot of this habitual tendency. They keep on coming out. Initially, when your initial wisdom arises, you understand already, but because you haven't contemplated deep enough, stable enough, then you realize the next time you see the same sense experience, the habitual tendency start again. The stirring and the reaction, it start. But the moment it start, you aware already. Then you know this is wrong. Then slowly, you have the ability to actually abandon it. That is the second right effort. First right effort is you saw it. Means the wrong thought arise already. Then you use the 5 way, the meditative way, to help you overcome them, especially the third way and the fourth way to develop the wisdom. Then when you can have the understanding already, the next time you aware, you realize that wisdom born of the first and second turning wisdom is so powerful, straight away it understands and it cannot stir and it cannot arise. That is what the Buddha meant by right effort, to prevent the arising of wrong thought, wrong speech, wrong action. You cannot do that until yoniso manasikara is there, the initial wisdom. So now you have trace, is the fear. So what must you do? Let it be. Understand or not? Fear arise. Why? Because I don't have the understanding. That's why fear arise. But fear is not going to cause me any harm. Because fear is not intrinsic in me. Fear is not me. Fear is dependent originating. When I lack wisdom, there is fear. Avidya, vajja sankhara, create fear. So fear is a movement of thought. It arises, it passes away. I let it be. If I let it be, I don't resist, I don't have any mental hindrance, then I can go back to normal. Then I continue to meditate with a silent mind. If you continue to meditate with a silent mind, this awareness will become more and more stable, more and more stable. Then later on, whatever that arises, this mundane mind cannot stir, cannot react, cannot do all those things like before, because you have trained with awareness within to accept the reality of the moment, to be with the moment, to be aware. You only relax, aware, maintain awareness. The moment you maintain awareness, you will understand that all this sankhara, you are aware. When you are aware, after you come out of the meditation, like what you reported and relate, you will start to understand. Oh, no wonder I have all this. Then just now you ask me those questions, it's the same. These are your conditioning. These are your past life type of karmic thing. So it will come back and haunt you. And it will come back and create condition for you to have this type of view, this type of opinion, and you will continue to behave this way. This is what we call karmic obstruction. So you need to sometimes develop the asking for forgiveness or repentance. You follow the Bodhisattva vow. They are all there, very powerful. Then it will slowly bring about the condition for them to be mitigated. Then finally, when it is no more there, then you will have the ability to straighten your view, to develop the right understanding. Then your mind will be able to go through that test. Then it will have the new understanding to meditate. Then when you have that understanding, this life you have the condition, you vow life after life to have all this understanding. Then when you come in future, you don't have to go through all this anymore. No more. Your cultivation become very direct, very straightforward, and you will not deviate, you will not fall. That's why the Bodhisattva vow are very important, very important. All the necessary precaution that is needed is all incorporated. Okay. Then after that, what happened when the fear hit you?
Then I was playing it. Then suddenly I heard someone snore. Then I like, oh, I thought that I'm relaxed, but I thought the thought was relaxed, not relaxed. So I like, oh, I didn't notice that. Oh, that means I was in this. Not relaxed.
When you are lost in thought, you are not aware of the snoring. But suddenly when you are aware, then you realize just now you were distracted by the thinking. So always remember, when you are heedless, you are lost in thought. Preoccupied with what you are doing, the thought is telling you. So that is what heedlessness is all about. The moment you are lost in thought, you are not with the moment. You are not aware anymore. Like I used to explain, our mind can only do one thing at a time. Maybe this one I write it down so that you understand. Our mind can only do one thing at a time. So this statement is very important. When you understand this, you will know how to meditate. So the mind, testing. Okay. The mind is either aware or lost in thought. So this two word is very important. Is either aware or is lost in thought. When it's aware means what? You are with the true mind. So this one is with the true mind. That's why the true mind is just aware, silent. But when you are lost in thought, this is the mundane mind. Mundane or thinking mind. This is the one that make you heedless. So this mundane mind or the thinking mind will make you heedless. Where this one will draw you away. And when you are preoccupied with the thinking, you are lost in thought. That's why you are not aware anymore. So this statement, for people who doesn't understand, they will use their thought to counter you. Last time I got one new guy who came. He doesn't agree with the first statement. Our mind can only do one thing at a time. Because he thought he very smart. He said, I can multitask. I can do a lot of things simultaneously. Logical, right? Very logical. Yeah. So I asked him a very simple question. Okay, you tell me how you do the multitask. Yeah. He said, I can listen, I can follow, I can do a lot of things. Okay? So I say, you also can think. Understand? He said, yeah. I said, you are not listening. Because the moment you are not listening means what? You are using your brain, your memory to listen. That's why you are not listening. You are comparing what has been spoken with the brain activity. The moment you are with your brain activity, you are not aware of what he is trying to say. You understand? You only hold on to the earlier part of the speech, then you check. As you check with your brain, you think you can multitask, but you are not listening to him anymore. Why? If you are listening means the brain is shut down. The brain does not comment. But that brain is the commentator, understand now? Trying to compare, right or wrong. And it has a lot of views and opinion because it is so conditioned. So when you are listening from the conditioned mind, you're not listening at all. That's why I say you can only do one thing at a time. When you are listen attentively. Don't allow all this background sankhara of activity or knowledge to come in and distract you. So you listen. Then when you listen, you will know whether there is truth or whether there is no truth. Whether the person who speaks have the understanding or not. Because if it's the truth, it will stand up to investigation and straight away you will be aware. So in meditation it's the same. In the daily life it's the same. You have to maintain awareness. That's why if you are not relaxed and you cannot maintain awareness, most of the time you are lost in thought. We are human beings think a lot. You know why they think a lot? Yeah? What is the first two links of Paticca Samuppada? Yeah? The first two links is what? Avidya, Paccaya, sankhara. These are 1C or 2C? 1. Never mind. Go and check it out. And what is avidya? Ignorant. So the Buddha said, dependent on ignorance, you think. So this ignorance is very powerful. Dependent on ignorance, it conditions thinking, mental activity. That's how you get yourself distracted, lost in thought. So this mental activity is your thinking. That's how your mundane mind arises. So the moment you start to think and get lost in thought is because you don't have right view. You don't have right understanding. You have self-delusion. You are ignorant. Ignorant of the truth. Because you cannot understand life. You cannot understand the reality of the moment. That's why you want to comment, you want to react, and you want to do something about it. So avidya, paccaya, sankhara keep on arising. And this is how human beings become heedless. This is how you think a lot. Before you are enlightened, avidya is very powerful. Avidya is number 1. Ignorance is very powerful. So this ignorance means you lack wisdom, you lack right view, you lack understanding. And when you cannot understand, what do? You think. That's why you keep on thinking. And this one becomes habitual tendency. That's why throughout the day, human beings think a lot. Not until your avidya get weakened. So once the avidya gets attenuated or weakened, once you are able to weaken this, what happens? When you can weaken avidya, means you have right view, understand or not? Right understanding. Means yoniso manasikara is there. Wisdom at the moment of sense experience is there. When avidya get weakened, sankhara also get weakened. You understand? That's how your mind become more quiet. So this one also gets weakened. So you think less. There is less mental activity. That's why the one that is mindful, aware, heedful cannot think. And when there is wisdom or wise attention at the moment of sense experience, when the initial wisdom is there, this one, avidya, becomes weakened. That's why it will condition less mental activity, less sankhara, less thinking. That's how you become more mindful, more aware. Not until your sankhara, not until your avidya become more or less weakened until hardly any. You off that one, huh? Maybe that one is the distortion. Not until your avidya can be weakened until it's like more or less very weak. Means you already have very little avidya left. Means at least the first and second stage of sainthood. After you have realized the second stage of sainthood, the first 5 fetters, you can deal with them. The first 3, of course, at the stage of Sotapanna, first stage of sainthood, you already root them out. So these first 3 are very powerful fetters. First one is Sakkaya Ditthi, self-delusion. The personality, the egoic mind. You believe this form and mind is you. You believe this human being is you. And that one is very powerful. That one you have to root it out through the Dhamma investigation, through meditation, through understanding the essential Dhamma that the Buddha has taught us. Especially the 3 universal characteristics of impermanence, suffering, and anatta, or non-self nature, or empty nature, or existence. When you have this ability, then you can root out Sakkaya Ditthi, self-delusion. Then when Sakkaya Ditthi is gone, the other 2 fetters also will be gone. The second fetter is the wrong view with regards to rites and ritual, no more. So when people after that try to panic you and say, hey, you don't do this, when you die, you become miserable. Oh, you will become what. You straight away understand that these people don't understand. Because you will know, no one die, nothing die. Because this is non-self, anatta. The self-delusion is no more. This one, form and mind, go the way of nature. No one die, no one sick, no one old. Or just the consciousness separate from the form. Then he talked about your soul become what and what. You straight away will know that guy doesn't understand. Of course, there is such thing as the spirit world, the random of consciousness coming up. But those things are different. But you straight away know that these are not your true nature. It's nothing to do with you. These are the random of consciousness, the form and mind that separate. And it has nothing to do with you. These are dependent originating, condition arising state. So there is no more rite and ritual, like simply believe things, develop all the wrong view, to believe and do all those unrelated things. The third one is your faith in the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha is very stable, unshakable. That's why as a Sotapan, you already can sever these first 3 fetters, and you have become very different. Then at the stage of Sakadagami, second stage of sainthood, you already weaken the next 2 fetters, 4th and 5th. The 4th fetter is sensual desire. 5th one is ill will. You can actually attenuate sensual desire, ill will. Means it has become very, very weak. So your sensual desire and ill will is attenuated, weakened. Means you can have some form of sense restraint already. You cannot be drawn like last time. So by then, you are different. You are not affected by the senses anymore, because your sense restraint is there. Sensual desire and ill will has been attenuated to such a great extent. But the moment you hit anagami, when you go for the 4 foundation of mindfulness training, the moment you awaken, you are at least an anagami. Anagami means the 4th and 5th fetter, sensual desire and ill will, rooted out, completely rooted out. But there are still 5 more fetters that they have to break before ignorance can completely go. So what I try to explain to you is this avidya, initially you can only weaken it. You understand? There are 10 fetters. So when you are Sotapanna shape, you weaken 3, you root them out. Then Sakadagami, you weaken 5. But you have not rooted out the 4th and the 5th, sensual desire and ill will. Anagami would have rooted out all 5. Then you still have the 5 minor fetters. So these 5 minor fetters, first one is attachment to form jhana. The 5th one, the 6th one. The seventh one is attachment to formless jhana. Then number 8 is they call mana. Mana is they call minor conceit. There is still a minor conceit inside there. You still believe that, oh, I am different already. Either you are Sotapan, Sakadagami, or Anagami. Then they think, oh, these people still put to jhana. So there is still a sense of minor conceit, understand? That thing is still inside their form and mind. Then when they go to the 9 fetters, their mind, which used to have restlessness for no reason, it will still have that. Even Anagami has restlessness of mind. Do you know that? Yet they have not rooted out completely Avidya, but seldom. It only happens under extreme case or when it try to test them. It will come. So restlessness of mind is the 9 fetters. Then the last one is Avidya, the balance of ignorance. So the moment you hit arahantship, there is no more birth and death. Means there is no more avidya. All the 5 fetters, they completely cease. All the 10 fetters cease. That's why when you are an arahant, these become pure aggregates. The 5 aggregates of form and mind become pure aggregate. And there is no more avidya. No more avidya means technically no more sankhara. But their aggregates are still there. The 5 aggregates, they are now non-grasping, pure. So because of that, they still have sankhara. But this sankhara is not born of avidya. You understand? Their sankhara is born of vijja. Means non-delusion, no ignorance. That's why their 5 aggregate become non-grasping. That's why in the sutta is mentioned, the 5 grasping aggregate is the cause of suffering. The moment you become enlightened, this aggregate become non-grasping, where there is no more avidya, no more ignorance to cause the grasping, the clinging, the holding. That's why there is no more suffering. So when you understand this, you will know how to cultivate. Okay? So this is to explain to you how you can weaken sankhara so that you can have more moment of mindfulness and awareness. And to weaken this, you need yoniso manasikara. So you need yoniso manasikara. Means the initial wisdom. So this one is very useful. To weaken. To weaken avidya. You need yoniso manasikara. Okay? You need this to weaken avidya. Then later on when you do the 4 foundation of mindfulness, it is so penetrative. The wisdom is so penetrative, it can awaken and completely root out avidya. That's why 4 foundation of mindfulness, the moment you go to that cultivation, you would have the ability to transform and root out completely avidya. Because Those who cultivate four foundations of mindfulness, the Buddha said, you will realize at least anagami. And anagami means non-returner. You don't return to the sensual realm for rebirth anymore. You will finish off at the pure abode. They call it the Brahma realm, one of the few realms where anagami take birth. They call it the pure abode. You will take rebirth then, they live very long. Then from there, they realize arahantship. So this is how it can happen. And these are all in the teaching. I heard the alarm just now. So I think we better end. Okay, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.